Hey, good morning, everybody. So we've had a bunch of big labor reports, right? Some productivity reports, some cost reports, and everything's kind of flatlined right now. Um, as far as those reports, don't be very smart about these. Let me share my screen. Let's pop on over to CNBC. Now you can see here weekly jobless claims rise less than expected. Sorry, guys, it's Thursday. We're getting in weekend mode already. Um, you can see this, right? You see how the headline, the cryon is jobless claims rise less than expected. But guess what? They rose more than they did last week. That's really your real number, okay, guys? Let's see how this shakes out. You can see futures have been kind of bopping all over the place since early. You can see Dow futures are up a little bit. Nasdaq's been flat. S&P's been flat. Let's see how we shake out. Uh, it's kind of a mixed bag of economic news right now, but we have Fed Chairman Powell speaking midday today, so we'll see how that affects the market. Hey, you go pop on over for a quick bond rates. You can see that 10-year bond is still holding about that 1.4.5. We'll see how that shakes out. Remember how last week kind of went down, right, guys? Last week, uh, went down. Remember, we had the economic reports, we had the market selling down. Then Powell gave his speech. It kind of masturbated the market. It got hard again, went back up. And guess what? Once that wore off, guess what? The market started selling down again. The next day, remember, he had two speeches in a row. He comes in. Uh, Massages the market a little bit, and the market goes up. Once that wears off, the market goes red. It's interesting. It's a very petulant market right now, guys, and it's a very sideways market right now. So, like I said, we just got some few plays, and of course, we make sure we've got some good stocks in our portfolio. We give you the stock of the week. Last couple weeks, CCI and ET. Take a look at ET. It's a nice little oil stock. And it's a nice little alternative for the go-tos, right? Exxon and Chevron and all those. Anyways, so look, guys, as far as our us as we are as a membership, well, we're kind of just in that wait and see pattern right now. We still got that hedge on the spider just in case, but we're on the VIX a little bit, and we're looking for a market move up. We're covered either way, and yeah, that's the way we're trading right now. And we've got a couple picks out till April. You know what I mean? So. We're real light on the board right now, but of course, like I always teach you guys, make sure that that other part of your portfolio that should always be working for you. That's passive income. You put great stocks in there, great dividends, great balance sheets, and you leave them on cruise control. They blow up, you trim a little bit, they go down, you add a little bit, or you just let the dividends do that for you. That's the easiest way. That's how easy it is. Options right now, sideways market, man, is the devil for us option traders, unless you're trading day trading and stuff, then you can catch those quick market moves if you're nimble enough. But for us, we don't like it. That's a lot of work and that's a lot of risk. So we still do the swings, and that's why we're setting up like this. We think sometime between now and probably mid-spring, maybe we'll start to see some real definition from this market, guys, and we'll wait for that before we put big bets on the table. Like I say, guys, if the market goes up, we'll make a little on those small option plays, but our portfolios will grow with the market, right? If the market goes down, we're protected through our options, and our portfolio protects itself through its dividends, right? And being great stocks. Good stocks will do good things, regardless of market conditions. Uh, Other than that, guys, look, the good news is economically that the numbers were flat. They're flatlining. That's your stopping digging. You know what I mean? I've talked about it before. You dig yourself into a hole. The first thing you do is stop digging. Those sideways numbers kind of show that. We'll see how things go. The big thing I think is we just passed the 80 million threshold on inoculations, guys. So we theoretically could have herd inoculation status for the population probably by spring, right? Which is just a month or two away. Uh, let's see how that goes. It's all about opening. The big thing right now, right? The big argument on all your Twitter and stuff is Texas and Florida open their economies. They're open. The no more masks, no more nothing. You just go in there and you start acting like nothing happened. I don't know how, we'll see how this works out. Look, I don't want to get involved in that debate because on one side, I'm like most people, right? I'd love to see it work because that'll be the guide for us to move forward. Think South Dakota. Nobody talks about South Dakota, but they were so successful during this COVID. Now, I know they're isolated a little bit, not really isolated, but they're not the mecca of a New York City or a Florida, South Florida or something like that, or especially Texas, right? The population growth it's had with the exodus from California and stuff. But it's an example, and Florida and Texas could be the next example. So don't be so eager to root against them or call them names. I thought that was interesting. We're supposed to be unifying the country right now, and I think everybody's on board with that. And the minute these governors do something they don't like, they're called Neanderthals and everything else. That's not going to help anything, Mr. President. Other than that, the stimulus is still kind of just logged down in Congress. The House of Representatives passed a couple bills yesterday. They're closed today because there's supposed to be some kind of threat against the Capitol. Other than that, guys, it's just let's just kind of see what Fed Powell does. That's what where we're at right now. We'll see where Fed Powell is. We'll see how this inoculation continues to go. Let's see how this opening in Florida and Texas goes. Again, they could be the example of what not to do, or they could be the prime example of how to do it. And we want to see that. But root for them, guys. Don't go negative. There's too much negativity out there. Just because you don't agree with something, root for people, for Christ's sake. Put a happy face on. Anyways, guys, let's go check futures one more time, since it's kind of a really brief review this morning. Not a lot to talk about. Hey, you can see that 10-year. Oh, that 10-year actually spiked up a little bit when we were talking. Let's see what the market did. Oh, and green across the board. So let's see what kind of day we have here, guys. Remember, now the market might be moving past these economic reports, and they're already into the Fed chairman's speech, right? Where, remember, we always talk about it. It's the heroin addict and the dealer, right? Fed is the dealer, the market is the addict. The addict is at the Fed's door right now. Come on, give us a good speech so we can get some heroin in our veins. But remember, from Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday, what happens when that heroin wears off and the connection's not home? All right. I know that's a weird analogy, but really it's the best I can think of right now. It's Thursday, guys. Let's roll into the weekend. Let's let the market show us which way to go, and we'll play it from there. Okay, gang? All right. We'll be back with another review tomorrow. Don't forget, check out this stock of the week, ET, man. It's a neat little stock, and you guys saw oil's kind of popping up again. It's held that $60 level. Now, you Bitcoin kooks out there, we don't really trade the Bitcoin. We own a Bitcoin. We own it from 3,200, and we're going to save it until it's 1 million. But we have a lot of members that trade Bitcoin, so we know it's popular and it's fun and it's exciting. And we encourage you, if you're smart about it, to go in there and maybe play a little bit. It's accessible now, but Bitcoin came back down under that $50,000 level. Now, we don't claim to understand Bitcoin's every little move. But we are chartists over here, and technically that's not a good thing for Bitcoin. We needed it to hold that 50K right now, and we'll see how this shakes out. Other than that, guys, let the market show us what it's going to do. Okay, guys, we're real light on the board, but we're strong in our portfolios. Options were light, but portfolio we're strong. Let's kind of see how things shake out. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys back tomorrow morning. Other than that, have a fantastic Thursday.